What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kyle Pancis. If you are new to the channel, please smash the subscribe button if you guys like this car and this content. If not, thanks for your continued support. Today I am with my brothers, not mine, brand new Volvo S60 R-Design that it came from the factory with the Polestar Tuned. So I want to give you guys a little quick tour of this car, see if it's sporty enough, if it's got that nice combination of luxury, sport, and what you guys think, what you think of this car. Would you like to see more content of this car on the channel or of this type of car on this channel? And of course, I'll give you guys my feedback on what I think about this car. So stay tuned. Alright, so before we get into the car and give you guys an interior tour of this car, I'd rather start on the exterior because the exterior is really where Volvo differentiated this car from the rest of its lineup with the R-Design package. If you guys are looking at the front here, you see a blacked out grille with the black accents on the front bumper cover, and that kind of follows through along the side of the car with the blacked out mirror covers and the black trim around the windows. So that is a big differentiating factor from the R-Design, from all the other model specs of this car class. And of course the rims have the R-Design rims on there. Coming into the back, that theme kind of follows. You got the blackout rear diffuser there on the bumper. And of course, since this came with the Polestar Tuned, there is your Polestar badging. Pretty sweet, guys, pretty sweet. So that is the outside. All right, boys, so under the 2021 R-Design Polestar Tuned S60, you have the 2.0 liter 4-cylinder engine that is powered with a turbocharger and supercharger. And on this car, you guys can see right here is the supercharger. This is producing around 330 horsepower and 320 foot-pounds of torque, give or take on those numbers with the Polestar Tuned. Pretty clean under here, and I would suggest that if there's a good aftermarket parts bin, that this engine could probably push a little bit more power than what it's pushing from the factory. So that kind of gives you guys an idea of my thoughts on the future of this car and potentially another one. All right, guys, so we're gonna go inside the car, and since this is the R-Design spec, it's got this gray and black interior. Not sure if I love it 100% out of all of the other R-Design specs that Volvo has done in the past, but it definitely differentiates it from, again, the Inscription model and Momentum. And of course, it's got the extra bolstering seats with all the extra adjustments. One thing I do like on the R-Design spec here is the white stitching that you find in the carpet, and that theme is carried out along the dash. That theme is carried out along the dash and of course in the seats. So that is a nice little feature that R-Design did with this car. And of course that is on the steering wheel. So that is pretty sporty, pretty luxury, pretty sporty, pretty cool. And then of course getting into the car like I just did, you'll find that you have auto dimming mirror, and then of course the infotainment system, which Volvo is now famous for. All right, so before we actually start the car, one little thing to note is this is the new Volvo key. It's just like a key fob, literally, and it allows you to get into the car and of course start it since we have it. And this car here now is equipped with the Apple CarPlay and of course Android Autoplay, CarPlay, and of course this has got the heated seats and heated steering wheel, and then pretty much straightforward, typical Volvo infotainment system, AM, FM. You can connect your Bluetooth, and then of course Android Auto or Apple CarPlay depending on your phone choices. Going into the center here, it's the same thing. If we were to change our drive mode, you have Comfort, the Polestar Tuned drive select mode, and then of course the Eco mode, which of course if I go through them will change the dashboard cluster and give you guys all of that. In addition to the infotainment system, this car comes stock with the Harman Kardon. Alright guys, so before we actually get into the driving of this car, I wanted to review one really cool thing. Volvo delivers these cars now with 3 keys. There's an orange key, which kind of has like a parental control feature, the normal key, which you can drive around with, or this key fob, which this key fob is obviously very easy to just put in your pocket. It's not so large, but it also allows you to connect your phone to the car. So right here on the home screen is a widget to lock and unlock the car, and of course there's a Volvo on call app, which I can go ahead now and turn on the light and horn, remote start, and then do other things such as start parking, climate control. So you can give the car a warning through your phone via this key fob to go ahead and do any one of those features, which is pretty nifty. Here's the application that you can open. It gives you guys the gross weight, the car, the fuel tank amount, and then on the home screen it gives you the climate outside of the car, what the temperature is the car running or not, is the doors unlocked or not, and then of course it gives you an update on your fuel range. So this is pretty cool stuff. And then of course it allows you to see where you are on the map, and then of course this will allow you again to unlock, lock, and remote start your car from your cell phone anywhere you are. So if somebody is coming to your house or place of work that left something in the car and you want to let them in the car, you don't even need to go out there and see them and spread COVID. You can just unlock the car from inside and they can go in there, socially distanced. It's pretty cool. That is the interior and the exterior of the car. And now let's go ahead and take this thing for a ride. All right, so now we are driving this R-Design S60, and I have it in the Polestar drive mode because obviously it allows me to increase the sensitivity of the gas pedal and give you guys more of a performance than what we are used to on the normal mode. So 0 to 60 on the R-Design Polestar Tuned is in the low 5s, figure 5.2, 5.3, and that is actually relatively fast for a 4-cylinder. It's extremely fast. And if you guys are looking at competitive cars in this segment, I mean the Model 3 normal range car is going to do 0 to 60 in the low 5s, and then of course if you get the juiced up model it's going to be in the 4s. But that's pretty quick, man. For a mid-size sports sedan, luxury sedan, it's pretty peppy. And Volvo has the supercharger and the turbocharger in this car, and of course both of those items have been silenced, so you don't really hear the supercharger as much as you would have in the beginning models. Like in the earlier models of this engine, those supercharger noises were much louder and much more present in the cabin, but Volvo has seemed to dampen that noise. Personally speaking, as a car enthusiast, I wish they wouldn't have, but for the normal person buying these cars, they might hear that noise and think something's wrong with the car. So it's actually not a bad thing to do. And of course, the turbocharger can be heard visual, you know, the audible noise of the turbocharger is there, so pretty neat. I would say on a 1 to 10, it's about a 7 on responsiveness on the gas pedal. Everything is electronic, so when you floor the car, it takes like an extra half a second to respond to the inputs on the gas pedal. So that's one critique that I have on this car. I suspect these items could be tuned out once a tuner can break into the software and figure out how to adjust these settings. But other than that, the steering is pretty light and responsive. It's a drive-by-wire technology, so it's pretty comfortable to drive with. You guys just heard me accelerate up this hill. You can hear the engine going. You can hear the exhaust making its noises. It's not super sporty for an R-Design car of the previous generations, but it's there, and they did a great job to keep up with the times of the car market, and of course adding all this technology allows you to have an entirely different driving experience than the previous R-Design model. I like it because it's very comfortable in here, and I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm gonna get tired of driving the car. I feel like I constantly can just sit in here, enjoy a ride. If I want to rip on it, power's there, but if I want to cruise, it's really comfortable, and all the technology that's in this car allows you to just kind of manage the comfort just the way you want it. Climate control, the ride feel. You have, in certain models, you can get the autopilot assist, which is pretty nifty. And then of course you have a sport mode, which you can then manually shift the car. It's there. It's got its good performance, it's got its quirks, it's got its features. But overall, it's a nice little ride. It's a little bit bigger of a car than the previous S60 model, like my 2012, which I kind of like. I think the back seat on my S60 and my 2012 is a little bit too small, but they kind of grew the car a little bit, and of course added a lot of cool things to it, as we just discussed. Overall, in the market segment, this car is in the top 3 of its class, between the tech and the comfort and of course the size and everything that comes along with that in terms of power and everything. Fuel economy is good, and you know, if you're looking for an Audi S4, an Audi A4, a BMW 3 Series, a Volvo S60, my personal opinion is to go with the Volvo. Honestly, it's definitely a lot more comfortable of a car with quality of material that is a little bit more superior than the competitive automotive competition there. And of course that comes with some downfalls with some performance or whatever else you may be looking for, but anything 0 to 60 low 5s is, in my opinion, really good for a 4-cylinder in today's world of automotive. So this car is really amazing. I'm not on the highway right now, but just based on my experience with this car previously, if you're on the highway, it's super quiet in the cabin and very smooth, and it's just like your typical luxury car, especially the Swedish engineering. If you're driving at 80 miles an hour and you're not really paying attention, you don't really know that you're doing 80 miles an hour, and that's pretty cool. You know, it's a nice little luxury that this car offers you. So guys, that's it for the R-Design. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys think you would like to see more content on this Volvo, please drop a comment below. And of course, give this video a like. It costs you nothing to do, and it's really good for the channel. So I appreciate your support. You guys can follow me at Kyle Pancis on Instagram. If you have any questions at all, I'd be happy to help you with anything that you need. And of course, as always, stay tuned for more. Smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.